Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I'm bringing you a game of Team Deathmatch on launch. And I know I don't usually play Team Deathmatch. That is because this is a very old game. It was just one of those games that I had stored away in a little folder, and I just completely forgot about it. And I didn't actually know this game existed until I was clearing out my hard drive of just, useless gameplay. So I was never gonna post, and I just ended up coming across this game and the one, the chamber game as well. As you can notice, it's a live recording, which I used to do before Christmas, because at Christmas we got a huge TV and a huge flat screen TV, so I've hooked up my PlayStation to that now. But I play in HD and then record the theater mode recordings in standard definition, so that's what I do. So you'll probably be pleased to see that it's live and not theater mode recording if you're getting sick of them. And if you are, sorry about that, but that's just the system I'm working off now. But anyway, this is a fairly decent game, and it's kind of ironic that I didn't use any new games. That's purely because when I was trying to get gameplays with this gun, I could easily get 30 kill. Well, I've got a couple of games where I got like more than 30 kills. But the problem is, when I use a submachine gun in domination and I have flak jacket on, I kind of feel it's my responsibility to start jumping on flags, which it should be everyone's responsibility, but I feel like I need to constantly rush the objective and jump on flags, and that ends up costing me a lot of deaths. So while I can get a game with like 30 plus kills, I can easily get 20 plus deaths. So that's not really entertaining to watch. And I just found this game, and it's a decent game. The score is decent enough, so I decided you might as well see this. And as you can see, it's a very old game. I'm a very low level. None of my perks are pro. I have no pro perks on. And I don't even think I have camos unlocked at this stage. So this is quite an old gameplay indeed. But anyway, time to get on to the AK-74u, seeing as this is a gun breakdown. And we'll start with a bit of a history lesson. This is the shortened version of the AK-74 rifle, which itself wasn't introduced until 1974. The U at the end of AK-74u stands for, this word. Yeah, I'm just not even going to bother to attempt to butcher the pronunciation of that word. But when translated from Russian, literally means shortened. And that's exactly what it is. It's a compact carbine version of the AK-74 rifle. This gun, the AK-74u, however, wasn't introduced until 1979. So this gun is, like many of the weapons in Black Ops, is historically inaccurate. And this gun isn't even a submachine gun. When they were designing this gun originally, it was designed to kind of bridge the gap between an assault rifle and a submachine gun. This gun still fires the rifle cartridge that the AK-74 fires. However, it's very compact, and it's very good in close quarters combat. So it's I assume that's why it's kind of been considered as a submachine gun by Treyarch, even though they're wrong, So that's another mistake you made there, Treyarch. However, and that's kind of how the gun plays out. It's kind of that submachine gun that kind of handles like an assault rifle, if you know what I mean. So in fairness, they did kind of get that part of it right. So yeah, let's get into some statistics here. The AK-74u has a maximum damage of 40 and a minimum damage of 20. This will mean it'll take 3 bullets to kill up close and 5 bullets to kill at long range. And this gun will also fire at 750 RPM. Now, if these stats sound familiar, that's because they are the exact same for the MP5K. Now, I don't know when this gun will start doing its minimum damage. I don't know the damage drop off, and that's because I use maybe 3 or 4 different sources for these statistics, and various YouTube videos, websites, what have you. But in none of them did they reference the drop off point for the AK-74u, and it's kind of weird. So I don't know what the drop off is. So I'm just going to have to assume that it's either the same or at least similar to the MP5K, which is 18 meters or 9 meters if you use a silencer. Now, this gun will reload in 2.1 seconds or with ammo on the clip, or 2.18 seconds when completely empty. However, I think it could be 2.8 seconds. I'm not too sure. That, you know, one source says it's 2.18 seconds, the other one says it's 2.8 seconds. So if you know which one's right, feel free to leave it in the comments. It'll take 0.2 seconds to aim down sights, and this gun has fairly moderate recoil. Well, after the patch it does anyway. Before that, a lot of people would like to argue that it was kind of moderate to light recoil, but after that patch, which came out very early on in the very early days of Call of Duty Black Ops, which kind of, all it did really was kind of tweak with the recoil. So that's pretty much it there. However, you can get it to feel much like it did before the patch if you use the grip attachment. The grip increases the center speed, which makes the gun recenter after shooting. It means it'll recenter a lot faster. It'll settle back to the point at which it started a lot faster, which means you can fire more bullets more accurately, which of course is always a great thing to have. However, if you use rapid fire, it'll increase the rate of fire to 9. Now, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 937.5 RPM. And this will significantly increase the recoil, and I'd say it classifies more as heavy recoil. And it's really not effective outside of close range. I think it's quite hard to manage at medium range encounters. For that reason, recommended attachments for this gun would be grip, rapid fire if you think you can control the recoil. However, dual mags or extended mags are not bad attachments either. However, you don't see them as much as the first two. And just a quick little tangent, I don't think this gun is particularly overpowered. I didn't feel that I was beasting through or killing people. I didn't think I had an unfair advantage when using this gun, considering I probably would end up doing better with something like the MP5K, which I'm just more familiar with. I just think this gun is overused, if anything. So that's the end of the gameplay. I go 29-7, and if you liked what you see, if you felt you learned something, by all means like up the video. If you disliked it, then dislike it. You know, I can't change your opinion on that. And if you want to see more from me, feel free to come back to my channel and subscribe. And if you're still watching, thanks for watching.